Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Community Connections with Ryan Sauers. Super excited today to have my friend, Executive Director Laura Drake of the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op with us today. Laura, my dear friend, how are you doing today?
I am doing really well. I am doing so well. Thank you for checking in on us, and thank you for having us on.
Well, absolutely. And if you didn't know, Laura and I were talking about we both become Zoom experts in the last couple months. So if we ever looking for a job, that's going to be another one of our qualifications. But Laura, I hold you and the organization in such high regard. I mean, I really do. And we've known each other for a long time. But just tell people, this show I said spawned from some Facebook Lives because all we were hearing was COVID-19 and negative panic, fear, and God has been good. I mean, these challenging times are very difficult, right? But tell us just kind of about the overview of the co-op, and then let's bring it in just in general where you were, and then what's been going on recently.
Sure. So this particular co-op, the Southeast Gwinnett Cooperative Ministry, has been in existence for 30 years. I've been here coming up on 12 years now. So we really exist just to support the community in the southeast part of Gwinnett County. There's 6 cooperative ministries in the county, and we support the zip code area around here in southeast Gwinnett. So our main function has always been a food pantry. We just make sure that folks have enough to eat. And also, in addition, we can help with some utility bills. We do emergency housing occasionally, and really anything else that the Lord brings forth that we feel led to help with.
Well, I just know you and your team, and I mean this as transparent as I can. You walk the walk, and I mean even in your Facebook post of just, I pay attention to those things of how you conduct yourself. So I want to say it's the highest compliment I can give of, being as human as you are, but just showing the face of love with your faith and always. But now it's been the last few months, I'm sure, has been more well, let me back up. I mean, have you seen some of the best of humanity step up during this time?
Oh gosh, I can't even. It has been absolutely phenomenal. The love that has flown in this place has just been overwhelming. Just the community coming together, the folks that were serving, and it'll make me cry to think about it, but just their appreciation that we're willing to be here. So we do everything we can to stay open. We all wear masks, we wear gloves, we wash our hands when we come in. We really kind of go to the extreme, but it's hugely important for us to be able to stay here and to stand guard of the community, and those folks that are dependent on us to help.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but you guys were able to stay open the whole time, correct?
We have stayed open. So just to kind of take you back through what was happening, March started out business as usual. We were thinking about summer, getting ready to roll into our summer feeding, because summertime is always really busy around here. We do a intentional summer feeding because we know the kids are home and they're not eating at school, and so we give extra food out every summer. So we were starting to think about that. Well, then everything started to change, and around mid-March, we knew that we were going to have to change the way we're doing business, and we have. It was really just the Lord. I can't even put it into words. I was actually out of town, and the other staff members, we were on a call together. We didn't Zoom then. We were on a telephone call. Little did we know. But we just sat together and on a Friday afternoon, literally dismantled the whole entire co-op process, which has been around forever, and rebuilt it over a matter of 4 days so that we could stay open. So starting that next week, I guess it was about the 18th of March, we became a drive-up food pantry. So no one enters the building except for the volunteers that are approved to be here. And we just turned our parking lot upside down, and we bring them in 3 wide, and they turn into 2 as they turn the corner to get the cars loaded. And it's just really a testament just to the spirit of just, it's so strong here. And so in the midst of all this too, our volunteer force is absolutely phenomenal. That is one of the most strong aspects of the co-op, is to have the most amazing people working here. Well, our older folks and our folks that had vulnerabilities, they couldn't come. So now we're down people. The food was short. The food bank, the Atlanta Community Food Bank, is a huge partner with us. They had just moved to an amazing new facility. Well, of course, when you move, you make your inventory low. So they were starting out at ground zero. There was no food available really to speak of through the food bank, and that's who we were trying to lean in on. Folks couldn't get food at the store to give us. We were literally loaves and fishes, but it worked. It just, I can't tell you how it worked other than the Lord made it work. But yeah, we switched over, and we've not looked back. We just keep serving. So at this point, we did look between last year and this year. Our business has increased this same period last year 258%.
Oh my goodness.
But we have not turned anybody away. It's just been phenomenal. Currently, we're serving between, it's going to sound funny, 100 to 200 families every day we're open. It just depends on the day, and we let folks come every 2 weeks. And so what had happened was during spring break, as spring break approached, I'm involved in a group called Gwinnett Cares, and they're community-minded folks that come together just to make sure that all the pieces are, in place. And so they had approached the cooperatives and asked if we would help, since we were already established infrastructure with a strong support base, if we would help be front lines for food distribution. We knew that Gwinnett County wasn't going to be able to deliver lunch over spring break, so we said absolutely sure. I can't put into words what happened during spring break. I have my little numbers here. Let me just take.
Okay, yeah.
On the Monday, well, let me find it. I can't make this up, Ryan. It was
no. This is real. This is good.
Crazy land.
Take your time.
So on the Monday of spring break, we had 198 come through. 129 were new. These are cars.
Okay.
Then Wednesday and Friday we had 235, and then 257 cars that we served. And during that week, most everyone was new. Well, now that folks know about us, we've said come back every 2 weeks, come back every 2 weeks, and they have. And so it just depends. If it's 2 weeks out from that spring break rotation, I call it, we're really busy, which is this week. And then if it's our off week, we're still busy, but it's not as crazy. But in the midst of all that, I just have to give God the glory for the local church. We've been supported by the church for years, and that's really who makes us up. So when our volunteer force just, really got taken down, so to speak, we just put the cry out to a couple of our churches and said, and we asked the pastors, if you know folks in your congregation that can come, that are flexible, that are not scared, so to speak, send them. So this group that we have here, we have some veterans with us, but most of them, they've only known each other about a month. And you would think that they had known each other for years. They're just like a machine, and they just get in there and they get it done, and little supervision, they know what they got to do. And it's crazy. It's crazy good. So we've just been tootling along. It's all good.
Well, it's funny, some people, and I can't even remember, it seems like in all the co-ops, but your co-op, had Reverend Rodrigo Cruz of the Net Church on here, and I had Chef Hank on here, and of course Mayor Allison Wilkerson, and the list goes on, and I'm like, all right, it's time to get to Miss Drake and hear the stories. But no, I mean, I could, in all seriousness, Laura, like many, I was planning to go out of town spring break week. That didn't happen, of course. And I think, because I've had some principals, when we go back to that spring break week, is that when Gwinnett County Public Schools doesn't serve food? Isn't that right? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so because I had a couple principals on too, and I was trying to remember. So additional resources. I mean, you got all these people at home without food, who normally, and I just think there's so many that don't realize how this stuff works. I mean, I've got a friend of mine who runs Perimeter Roofing, Todd Price, and they go and pay off school lunch loans for kids. And the food, is the substance, like you said, the loaves of bread and the Jesus breaking bread of us being friendships. But during this time, I just don't think people understand completely maybe you don't even understand, or I don't understand, but it's just been amazing to watch people out supporting local restaurants, and taking, and some of their reserves or profits from even takeout have been going to co-ops. And as I've been saying, we're all in this together, but it's amazing. I'm so inspired.
It is. And I said, goodness, Lord, I'm so sorry this happened. But just, when things get tough, people are just amazing. And I've said it for years and years and years, and it is the truth. Gwinnett County, it just has a strong group of helpers, so to speak. I've been in meetings cross county and other counties. They look at us and they're like, wow, we just have a really strong community, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. Early on, folks were so kind to us. They were sending us money, and they still are. So please don't stop. We need it.
Please don't
now
stop.
Now that I have a place to spend it,
right.
Yes. So we were getting all this money, and we had nowhere to spend it. There was nothing at the store. I had my little hunter-gatherers. They would go out and go to the stores and scour through. I had the Mayor Allison. She was doing that for me too. But it was just such a blessing. But at the same time, I started seeing where local restaurants were hurting, and we're having families come through with these little kids in the car, super cute kids, and they're hungry and can't get to the store, and the moms and dads are worried. And I thought, you know what, Lord, I have this money. These restaurants need business. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Well, about that time, the mom of the girl and her husband that owns Johnny's Pizza, and Grace and Tammy is her name, she came and fed us one day, and it was such good pizza. And I thought, and they were doing this thing called the Nice Slice campaign, where you could donate, and then they would allow someone that was hungry to come there and get a slice of pizza. Well, that just turned into this major thing that we've been doing, because I have the money, they need the business, kids are hungry. So he has provided pizza at pennies on the dollar to us. So pretty much every day that we've been open, unless I have another church or another organization coming in, they bring pizza over to us. Some days it's 150 cheese pizzas, but it is so much fun. People get real excited. We blast worship music in the parking lot. We have dog food and cat food out there that we give away. We have all kinds of stuff. We just are trying to, do what we can with what we have and try to ease people a little bit. Some days I get out there with the radio and we dance.
I think I've seen a few of those. You got some moves. You got some moves.
So yeah, we have a really good time. We have a good time. So, it just, I want when people to come here. The world may be just going crazy, but I want them to come here and feel loved. And I think that breeds hope in people, to say, you know what, those folks are there, they're loving on us, and it's going to be okay. But it's been a blessing. So today it's interesting. We've had some of the people we've seen today. I had a lady whose husband was a truck driver, and whatever his situation was with his company, he didn't have, the work was slowed, and then he couldn't make his truck payments. Then he lost his truck, and then she was a bartender, and so that was closed down. We've had a lot of barbers, business owners, daycare workers, just anybody, school bus drivers, just, the people that we're seeing.
Yeah.
They all have a story, and they're all super precious. And so I'm just grateful and we're making so many new friends. It's really, really good. It's super fun. My favorite thing is, so unless you've been here, it doesn't totally make sense, but we're on the corner here. So folks enter in the back, they go around the building, and then they come back out and go out the way they came somewhat. Wait, hang on. Somebody's calling me. Let me get rid of them.
Okay, there you go. You're back. You're back.
So what happens is when they come in, I check to make sure they're in the right place, and then they go through the whole system. But the fun part is when they leave, they're honking and waving, and we're jumping up and down and having a good time out in the street. So we just have a good time. So.
Well, let's get, because knowing me with not knowing how long before I get cut off and recording here, a couple things. Number one, how can people, especially our localites, get in touch with you guys? Yeah, in terms of your website or phone number or whatever you want to give them.
So yeah, anybody can go to our website. If someone needs assistance, there's when you get to the website, you'll see a big red square that says COVID-19 relief or something. I did it myself. I'm not a computer person, so it is what it is. But it's
Right.
big and red, and you should be able to see it. So you can click on there to if you need assistance. It also has on there how you can donate to us, either through PayPal or send us a check or whatever. How we've been rolling, we have just this amazing relationship with the food bank, but we can't get everything on the food bank that we need. So it depends on what they have available. So we know we'll put out on Facebook every now and again what our most current needs are. It doesn't mean that we have it or don't have it. It means we know we can either get it or not get it on the food bank. So anything we put out on Facebook, that's like the bottom line. Like right now, we need canned tuna. So we know we do need canned chicken, but it's coming Monday on the truck. So,
right.
So it's kind of a moving target, and I know
Sure.
people think they're crazy, and we are. But yeah, so it's kind of a moving target. But any social media, we have an Instagram page, or just call up here. We're if we don't answer the phone, leave a message, and we will get back to you.
And what's the number
yeah,
there,
we're
Laura?
probably outside in the street.
You're out there
It's
dancing.
770. Yeah, out there dancing. 770-985-5229.
Okay.
And you can hit extension, I think it's 2. I'm not sure. It'll take you to the phone tree.
Phone tree.
And then just leave a message, and we'll get back to you.
Well,
or go to our website and shoot us an email.
All right. Well, it's crazy. Before all this stuff started, I was on one of those phone tree things you're speaking of a big company. I won't name it. And finally it says, if you're on a rotary dial phone, press 1. I'm like, okay, somebody hasn't updated this in quite a while. I mean, I'm always thinking about marketing stuff, so I'm just making you laugh. But I'm like, a rotary dial phone? I mean, where do you get that? But so hopefully it doesn't say that on your.
I'll tell you this, I'll tell you this, my mom and dad had an avocado wall phone that was rotary dial back in the day, so I know what you're saying.
Oh yeah, no, I remember them when I used them, but I was like, somebody might need to do an updated voicemail tree. But well, Laura, I just, my friend, I appreciate all that you and your team and everybody are doing, and I know you guys are super busy, but I told you this show spurred out of wanting to get positive encouragement out, and I hold you and you guys in high regard, and I just thank you for coming on this Community Connection show.
It is my pleasure. So, and thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of us. That makes me happy.
Well, you're always absolutely, and we'll have this show out soon, and we'll get you a copy of it to share it, and let our communities know so people can to continue and keep working together. We'll get through this together. All right, Laura.
Sir. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you.
All right. Talk to you soon. Folks, this has been another Community Connections with Ryan Sauers. We will see you again next time.